Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see today, we're going to be talking about people that come to the internet to cry. Now, I've never understood this. I've never actually done it. Like, I have cried during the making of a video because I'll be talking about like a pet or a family member or a situation, but I don't come to the internet with the explicit notion of I'm gonna cry. People literally come on here and they're already crying, and so I don't get like what's the point. And like I will talk through a conversation like I'm talking right now, and like I have no intention of starting to cry. But if I'm talking about a situation that gets, emotional, like I can talk about being Christian and how I came to get saved, or I can talk about being an orphan child and what that was like, and sometimes it's emotional, or I can talk about the loss of my cat. And that can get emotional. And the thing about it is like I've never intentionally come to the internet to cry. Like I see people come to the internet to cry, and that is the sole intent of their entire video. It's like they're already crying when they get on. They start hyping themselves up to cry even more. Majority of the time, I legitimately think it looks fake as all get up, and they they start out it's kind of like the theme of their video is to start out with a sob story and then kind of round it up with a sob and then bring it on home with a big. So it's like you've got a whine, cry, big, and that's like the whole start, middle, finish of their video. It's like, first off, now I have cried during a video, but I've never asked for any kind of compensation or GoFundMe, or because I've never had a cry on the internet that was pertaining to me needing anything. I think I've only had maybe one or two videos that I actually started to cry in, and I did my best to reel it back. It got kind of emotional for me one time talking about being adopted, and then it was another time I was talking about my cat that had passed. And so, that being said, I did not come to the internet with the sole purpose of making a crying and whining video. It's like I watch videos now on YouTube, and it's like that is the end all be all of some of it's all. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally see videos where that is all it is, where these people are, they literally start crying, turn the camera on themselves, they do a sniff sniff, whine whine, this person did me wrong, that person did me wrong, and then they wind it up with a beggity beg session. It's like, I'm about to get evicted. Okay, dude, first off, I've only been evicted once in life, and that was me and my husband. We were in a Section 8 house, and the landlord decided that he no longer wanted to be a Section 8 landlord, and that he was getting ready to sell the house in some kind of way. I don't know what the whole nix was on that, but we didn't end up with an eviction on our record because it wasn't a legal eviction. It was more like the landlord came to us and said, "Look, I'm selling the house and I'm asking y'all to leave." And then the Section 8 people were like, "Well, yeah, he can do that." And so it wasn't an actual eviction, but at the same time, we had to leave. So, like, it doesn't matter what you call it, I guess, but we had to move. And that's the only time I've ever been asked to leave a residence. Now, where we're at right now, we've been here in this house where we're at now for the better part of 16 years. And, you know, our rent is pre COVID rent. So I'm not going to go into my financial business because people, and no, I'm not on Section 8 anymore. My husband actually has a good job. We don't get any state funding, which I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I wish we did because I went to the store last night to make groceries. And when I tell you I dropped $100 on 3 bags of groceries, mm-hmm, so I just thinking. But anyway, I'm not going to come to the internet and cry about, I had to drop $100 on 3 bags of groceries, and now I'm poor. I need to go fund me. Nah, I wish it was that easy. Maybe it is for some people. I don't know because I literally like watch those videos, and I'm thinking, dude, what? What in the world is like wrong with people? It's like totally insane to me. I don't get it. I think it's crazy. I think like I don't. I made the mistake one time. One time, I was like hella desperate of coming to the internet and asking for people. And this was on the neighborhood app. And it was like people in my neighborhood that I knew and that knew me. And I was asking for food because my husband at that time was in between jobs. He had just got started on the job that he was at. And so, like, we weren't completely out of groceries, but we're a 5 member household and we were very, very low. We were very low. And it was going to be about a week before he got paid. And so I went on the app out of desperation asking, if people could bring or if they had food that like, hey, if you clean out your refrigerator or if you clean out your pantry and you've got stuff you're not going to use, or if you've got even extra stuff that you could spare, and this was like 3 4 years ago, is right after the Covey Rovey whole era. And so it was like, yeah, that's the only time. And I can't say I didn't come to the entire internet. I didn't come on YouTube. I didn't come on Facebook. I went to the neighborhood app to people I knew. And I did end up receiving help for that, but I didn't do a whole whiny cry, woe is me. I went to these people, and these are people that like I live in a great neighborhood. I've helped them before, they've helped me before, and it was like a whole, that was the end of it. I went on there and said, hey, I'm kind of running low on food. I didn't lie about it. I didn't say I was completely out of food and me and my kids haven't eaten 3 days, 5 days, 10 days. Like you see some of these women on here that hadn't got their food stamps or their food stamps was reduced. My kids haven't eaten in 5 days. Dude, your kids haven't eaten in 5 days and you've got time to be online crying about it? There's no way. My kids are grown now, but had we been completely out of food, there's no way. There's no way I would have been on the internet crying about it. I would have been over knocking on my mother in law's door. Hey, can I borrow $50? I'm going to the store. I'm going to get some bread. I'm going to get some sandwich. I'm going to get bread, lunch meat, hot dogs, things of that nature. Like when I asked, when I reached out to the neighborhood to help us, it wasn't where is me? I don't think I'm going to eat. It wasn't none of that. It was like, hey guys, look, husband doesn't get paid for a week. We are like really low on groceries. If you're gonna clean out your cabinets or if you're gonna clean out your fridge, and you've got things that you haven't eaten, aren't going to eat, got from the food bank and aren't going to use. Because a lot of people in my neighborhood go to certain food banks, and I know this and don't care, you know. And so I've seen them there because I was there too at one point or another. So it's like, hey, if you got stuff from the food bank that you're not going to use, and then out of that, my family went around to the laundromat that's on the back side of our block and said, "Hey, so we've got people in our neighborhood that are not always doing bad, but not always doing quite good either. And they've got a table in there. Can we set stuff in here that we are not using so that people, even if they don't use the laundromat, they could come here and get what's on the table?" So, and they were great about it. And I went around there the other day just for poops and giggles to see, because like I said, this has been years, and I just wanted to see if people were still like using this table. And so it's amazing. It is amazing to me. Like, they had two brand new little girl outfits with the tag still on them. I looked at them. They were so cute. I couldn't use them, didn't need them, so I left them there for somebody that did. There was two boxes of Stouffer stuffing. There was some Mickey Minnie Mouse toys. There looked like there was some kind of little walker push along toy for a tot. They're still using it. They're still using that table at the laundromat for the entire neighborhood to come and get stuff and help themselves. And I am so I'm so grateful. Like, me and my family start well, we didn't start it. What happened was somebody had started this once years ago, and I happened to notice it because every now and then we'll go over there. I have a washer and dryer, but what I don't have is like the super huge washer and dryer. And so when I want to wash like my big stuffed animals or my real heavy duty blanket, then I'll go over there. Okay, sorry. Watching stuff on YouTube while I'm making videos for YouTube. But no, it's like years ago, the laundromat is right across from an elementary school. So years ago, they set the table up in there with books and stuff on it. And I thought that was the greatest idea. Kids in the neighborhood, my kids at that time were younger, and so they went around there, and it was bring a book, take a book. And my kids were homeschooled, thought this was great. So they did the whole, went over there, they'd left like 5 or 6 books. They'd leave a handful of books because we'd always go to the thrift store and buy books. So at our thrift store, you could fill a brown paper bag full of books for, at that time, if I remember right, it was like $2 or $3. So we always had books because got 3 boys, and we'd get 3 bags full of books. And so when they started over there, I thought, well, this is great because I don't want to send the books back to the thrift store because we paid for them there. And I don't want to give them back, for them to keep making money off of them when these books are already paid for. Now somebody else can use them for free and get some use out of them. So I thought it was great. I thought it was great. So they took books over there, and I used to tell them, for every one book you take, leave at least 3. That way, that table will always be full. And it was great. They would go over there with 10, 12 books and come back with 1 or 2. And so it was great. And then years went by. My kids grew up, and I noticed that there was a need in our neighborhood for food. And keep in mind, the internet's been around. I mean, I had internet, I had a cell phone, I had all this stuff, but I never had a need to come on the internet and cry to people and whine to people when there was actions that could be taken rather than begging that could be done. It was like, so fast forward, years have gone by, and we went from putting books on the table, and I don't know why. I don't know why the school just stopped doing it, and that broke my heart because I thought, the my kids really enjoyed that, and the new kids in the neighborhood would really enjoy that. But anyway, needless to say, times have changed, situations have changed, kids have grown up. We started putting food on the table because it dawned on me that the people in my neighborhood, I think it got to a point where food became more important than books. And it's sad. It's sad to say that. It really is. Um, but that's what it came down to was food over books. And so when that need changed, we started putting food on that table. So that's what we did. We put food on the table, and then fast forward a little more years passed, more situations changed. Um, so me and my son is now 21, soon to be 22, and we were riding past the other day, and I told him, I said, pull into that laundromat because it's been a while since we've been there. I said, I'm curious. I'm just curious as to what, if anything, is going on with the table because this table has now become a part of the community. It's like a stitch in the fabric of our community. And so when I tell you I went in there and said, I don't want to cry on the internet, okay? But when I tell you I went in there, it was touching because, like I said, there was two little girl. It was like shirt dresses. It was like a shirt with a little skirt on it, and they both still had the tag on them, like brand new. Somebody thought enough to share this with someone else's child. Like, I can't use this, so let me put this here. And then there was two boxes of stovetop stuffing, and there were some Disney toys and the little push thing. And I thought, the school started this, but my family kept it going. And when they stopped doing books, we paid attention to the vibe and the need of the community around us. And so the table is still there, but what goes on it has changed throughout the years, and the need and the call to answer the need has not gone unnoticed. And see, this is what I tell you. When I come to the internet and I get a little emotional, it's not that I come with the intention of crying on the internet and whining and begging. Like, I'm not going to end this with a GoFundMe and here's my Cash App. You know, and this is what gets me is people will come on here and like none of my thumbnails have I ever posted my Cash App. And I have one. I do. And if anybody wants it and they want to Cash App me, nah, I'm kidding. My husband and my sons take great care of me. So times have changed for us too, and God is good. So I'm not on here begging for anything. I'm not on here asking for anything. And I get it. Not everybody on here is begging. Some people really are so desperate that they're asking. But there's some of you guys that just come to the internet just to have a good boohoo. And it's not a boohoo, it's more like a fake, and it's more like it's not even a boo-hoo as much as it's a bullshit. And we could tell. We could tell. And when you start a conversation with a Cash App and a GoFundMe, before you get 2 minutes into your video, your intro, your outro, your neutro, we've lost interest. And when I say we, I'm talking about 90% of the internet, the viewers have lost interest. Like, because we know you're gonna beg and we're gonna gone because we're not really interested. I have figured out over the years people come to the internet for one of two reasons: either to get entertained or to get information. And so, that being said, 90% of people don't come to the internet, well, not looking for a bag. They might be looking for something to buy, but 90% are not looking for something to give. And if they are, they're on the free site. They're not on the main site. So it's like, again, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It's a cryy, whiny world we live in, I guess. But here's my thing. Instead of coming to the internet to whine about it, the TikTok, the Facebook, the YouTube, the whatever, instead of coming here to whine about it, go start a community table somewhere in your neighborhood because it's life changing. When I tell you that table is still there some 10, 12 years later, and it's still serving the community and it's still thriving, and I can't, I got a good mind to ask the people at the laundromat for a couple of years worth of footage because I know they got cameras that look at that table, but I would love to just zoom through the years of what's come and gone from that table because that table really is like a stitch in the fabric of our community at this point. And there's like, there's been times I've put stuff on that table, and there's been times I've taken stuff off that table, and just um, it's just people helping people, and it's not about how many kids do you have, what color are you, how fat are you, how skinny are you, what nationality are. It's like, are you male, are you female, do you even live in our community? Like nobody cares. Like that table doesn't care. And the people that set stuff on that table, nobody's sitting around to monitor what happens to the stuff on that table. Like I never have. I never have. Like I legitimately set uh geez. I probably a year ago, the food bank we were working at gave us, I wanna say, 150 to 200 loaves of bread, and we took it over there and had bread for the entire community. So we nobody's watching who's taking stuff or who's putting stuff. It's just there. And if somebody's hungry, it's there. So it's a great thing to do rather than beg. So all right. I'm gonna wrap this one up. If you ever come to the internet to cry about something, drop a comment below. If you know somebody that's come to the internet to cry, go do something. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, like I said, gotta wrap this one up. Um, Give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs sideways, whatever. Subscribe. I try to pop out at least one video a day. And if you notice that I'm wearing the same shirt in a couple of them back to back to back, that's because I do try to pre-record because I'm busy throughout the week. So I record two or three, sometimes four on Saturday to pop out on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then on Wednesday I might make another for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So because some people are petty enough to go, oh my God, she's wearing the same shirt with the same hairstyle. Yep, I might be because I schedule my videos to pop out. But anyway, love you with the love of the Lord, and thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever makes you happy. See you in the next one.